Okay, buenos dias or buenos noches. The Dolores County Broadcasting Network presents the DCTV Footage Evening News Programa for Wednesday, Septiembre 27, 2017. Camera people, Ana and Daniel. Video engineer y producer, Eduardo. Sound engineer, Santiago. Teleprompter and prompter, Myra. News anchor, Nicolas. Meteorologist, Devon. And this is news director, Santiago. And now the news.
Help keep our kids' news show on air by becoming a sponsor. To buy sponsorship, just call 970-677-4119. Hello, I'm Nicholas, and this following stories from the Cortez Journal. The unbelievable bee and its impact on food. Here's a question for you. How much honey does one honeybee produce in its lifetime? Think about it for a minute, and before you settle on an answer, consider the following facts. A honeybee's lifespan is 6 weeks long during the summer. Eggs fertilized by queen become female worker bees, and unfertilized eggs become drones. A hive is 99% female, and they perform all the work of the hive. The first 3 weeks are spent inside the hive working as carpenters, sentries, and nurses. There are 40,000 to 60,000 bees in a healthy hive. A honeybee can fly as far as 2 miles in one journey, each trip lasting anywhere from 15 minutes to 2 hours. She will log 500 miles of flight in an average lifetime. Every journey is species specific. That is, if she begins with the tulip, she ends with the tulip. A pair of antennae on the honeybee's head act as her nose, enabling her to locate flowers. The honeybee indefatigably, and after about 20 days of toil and flight, she will fly away from the hive and die from exhaustion. Aristotle, Virgil, and Pliny the Elder all tried to unravel the mystery of the bees. A full and accurate understanding of these complex insects evolved over many centuries and continents. Finally, by the middle of the 19th century, after thousands of years of conjecture, the anatomy and functions of each member of the colony was understood, and today we still are learning. In her 2005 biography of the honey child, Robbing the Bees, Holly Bishop claims the third of our diet and the very appearance and future of our planet is the burden and promise that the bees carry. Every third bite of food is due to the bees' hard work. Oh yes, in its lifetime, a bee makes 1/12 of a teaspoon of honey. Following stories from the Cortez Journal. Rare sports cars impress locals in Dolores. Classic European sports cars and rare American-made hot rods were on display in Dolores during a stopover at the Carlisle Grand Tour September 14th. Spectators turned out to marvel at the stylish Alfa Romeos, Porsche Jaguars, Ferraris Mustangs, and the rare U.S.-made Bocar and Scarab models parked in front of the Galloping Goose Railroad Museum. Most of these cars were in the 1950s and earlier racing pedigrees. Their owners were on a 1,000-mile road rally at Western Colorado that raises money for local organizations and charities. The Galloping Goose Museum hosted a coffee break for the 95 drivers and received a $1,500 donation. Jim Weldell of St. Louis drove his 1959 Bocar, which was built in Colorado and is one of the 15 made. His XT model tears up the road with a Ford 289 V8 and tops out at 150 miles per hour. A 1924 Bugatti Type 35 Grand Prix drew a lot of attention. Owner David Duthie said it was driven by Grand Prix legend Louis Charn and won a lot of races. The straight 8-cylinder gives it a lot of power, and Bugatti used compressed leather for parts, such as for the shock absorbers, the drive belts for the dyno, and tachometer and stitched leather. On turns, the track's like it's on rails with no body roll and locked solid to the ground. Duthie said, "I'm very lucky to own this car, and it's fun to share by taking people for rides." Stories from the Huffington Post. Press. Funniest parenting tweets on Twitter this week. Parents bless you. Hope the following makes you laugh and know that you are not alone. If you don't want your kid to be late for camp because the cat isn't being nice to him, then I suggest taking a pass on parenthood. The only thing more certain than my kids are arguing every day during the summer is one of them asking, "Can I have $20?" No one is full or more false hope than a parent with a new chore chart. Parenting is pretty fun if you like spending Saturday afternoons being backseat driven by 4-foot-tall tyrant wearing plastic Pikachu ears. Me at AM, oh juice spill, that's okay, kids love you. Me at 5 p.m., if one more beep drop of juice spills, I'm burning down the house. Sometimes I wonder how such beautiful kids can really be mine. Then my 4-year-old opens the door and runs into the door frame. Then I know. I had a penny. For every time I said, "He's not a horse, he's your brother," I can afford to buy an actual horse for her. The reason why a 2% system works so well is that one can take over yelling at the kids as the other gets winded. Nap time is better described as the eye of the hurricane. Now here's dumb laws. Dumb laws in Arizona cities. In Hayden, if you bar cottontails or bullfrogs, you will be fined. In Mesa, it is illegal to smoke cigarettes within 15 feet of public places unless you have a Class 12 liquor license. In Mojave Country, a decree declares that anyone caught stealing soap must wash himself with it until it is all used up. In Prescott, no one is permitted to ride their horse up the stairs of the county courthouse. 2% is illegal for men and women over the age of 18 to have less than one missing tooth visible when smiling. In Tuscany, women may not wear pants. And now for the weather with Devin.
Current weather. The current temperature is 45 degrees. The high for today was 50 degrees. The low was 44 degrees. The wind has been between 1 and 4 miles per hour from the southeast. The gust has been up to 20 miles per hour. The barometer is 29.98 inches and steady. The humidity is at 94%. There has been 41 inches of moisture measured today by the DCTV's weather station. Moisture for the month is 1/28 of an inch. Moisture of the year is 7.89 inches. Ahem. Most of the North Country is sunny. You come to New York. Part of the West clear for rain starts in Utah into Mexico and Texas. South Louisiana has some rain. Maine and New York and East Atlantic, there is rain. And again, South Lord has some rain. Now here is for your exclusive DCTV 5-day forecast. Thursday, high of 54. Thursday, rain showers, high of 54 and low of 42. Friday, thunderstorms, high of 62, low of 42. Saturday, partly sunny, high of 66, low of 46. Sunday, partly sunny, high of 68, low of 47. Monday, mostly sunny, high of 68, low of 47. Now for our climate change report. CO2, carbon dioxide, is one of the most principal cause of climate change, and it is important that we report the CO2 weekly changes. CO2 traps heat in the atmosphere, which causes climate instability, resulting in significant swings worldwide in moisture and hot and cold temperatures. The following are the CO2 numbers part per million. For week of September 23rd, this week is 403.06. Last week is 403.701. 1 year ago, 401.08. 10 years ago was 380.081. 50 years ago was 319.31. Thank you, Dr. Peter Tanson. of the National Oceanographic and Atmospheric Administration for Michael McGree of the CO2 Earth website for this information. Remember, you can help our kids news by buying a sponsorship. To buy a sponsorship, just call 970-677-4119. Thank you. Now back to our news director.
And that's the theme of today's DCTV Footage Evening News Program. This is News Director Santiago saying buenas noches y muchas gracias a vernos. Adiós, adiós, adiós y adiós.